It is Monday, and off to a great start here at 234 King Street East, home of the Brave, something like that. Pacific Junction Hotel.
Home of the Brave. No, I like
Yeah,
that.
you like that? Home of the Brave?
Hasn't been used before.
Got off to a little bit of a slow start due to a technical issue because Russell Graham is so jealous of our early success that he purposely has gone out and tried to sabotage the show. So fucking jealous. I know. He seems like a nice guy, but I hear him whispering to Jess things like, they think they're so fucking good. I'll show them. I'm going to ruin their show on Monday. And ladies and gentlemen, due to popular demand, Rob Pugh back in studio, ladies and gentlemen. Rob.
Hey,
Yes. See you later, Monday.
Yep. Nice try, Monday. You suck. Rob, of course, is going to talk about his love for the Nashville Predators.
Yeah.
And how he...
I love them.
Go Preds.
Yeah.
Go Mustard.
Yeah, and here, so we're going to get to obviously the hockey story. It is going to dominate, and simply it is a matchup that I don't know if a lot of people predicted it, certainly at the beginning of the season, but I think it's going to be a pretty good one, and for this time, all the right reasons. And I do like seeing, because it doesn't happen often, in the National Hockey League, a first-time entrant into the finals. Thank God. Hopefully we'll get some engaging hockey. But speaking of engaging, here in Canada, where they elected a new national leader for the Conservative Party, and when I saw the announcement, number one, this is how politically in tuned I am, Rob. I was like, oh, that person beat Maxine? She's got to be really mad. My wife said, Maxine's a guy. Oh, fuck. Okay, I'm sorry. So who won that? John Scheer guy? Yeah, but his name's Andrew. Yeah, so you can see I'm very involved with Canadian politics. And when they announce the winner, it looks like The Voice or American Idol. If Ryan, what's his fucking name?
Seacrest. Yeah.
Seacrest,
Yeah.
the amazing Ryan Seacrest. If he had done this, it would make sense. And when you see this video, I think it was Rob. You were surprised that someone that was in the video.
Yeah, well, it looked like Liam Neeson was sitting right here in the front.
Yeah,
Or
how
Leo,
did-
Liam Neeson and Leo Routens had a really ugly child.
Yeah.
How did Liam Neeson lose the conservative vote?
Yeah, I don't know because wouldn't that be a great speech, right?
That'd be great.
Here's what you're going to do. Yeah, this is going to be.
I've got full-blown AIDS.
Here is the exciting moment that we have in Canada. I'm telling you, it's got drama.
The next leader of the Conservative Party of Canada with 51% of the vote.
Le prochain chef, Andrew Scheer.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
It's so touching.
Yeah, that is just the moment that guy.
Way to go, Andy.
Yeah, Andy. But look, he's from Saskatchewan, so I'm a little bit happy about this. Seems to be kind of a jovial kind of guy. Had some great shots at Trudeau. Kind of funny.
Sure. First shot, eh? Basically goes up there, thank you, and here comes my barrage of the current government in office.
Yeah, he dropped the, I hope that I can change the way in which your father, as in Pierre, destroyed an entire generation. I'm like, huh.
Yeah. So calls out dad.
Yeah.
Ballsy.
Crack it dead, Dad.
Yeah. Crack it, dad. Huh? Kick him while he's buried. Why don't you?
I mean,
Climb in the coffin with him. Why don't you?
I mean, don't you think that if there was a fight too, I think as much as they made. Remember Justin got in that weird boxing match with that
Right.
other
That was weird.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but
He's
I mean,
a weird guy,
He
man.
is, honestly.
here's Justin Trudeau, and he's been on our show. He came on before he won, which was kind of weird.
Okay.
Which is kind of weird.
True story, Rob. He's pumping his book.
Yeah.
And then at the end, somebody turns to us and says, "You want a picture with him?" And I turn to Mike. He's not winning anything. I don't need a picture.
Not with the loser.
Because we've gotten a really nice picture with Stephen Harper. Actually,
Right.
really
Yeah.
good dude, right?
Yeah, we talked to him for a long time.
Whether
actually.
you like him or
Yeah.
not in politics, he's the prime minister. We're invited to interview him. So we're taking all these nice pictures, Canadian flag. Justin Trudeau a couple months later. No, you know what? He's not winning for sure.
'Cause-
Never.
Yeah.
What's your take on him? Because to
On
me,
Trudeau?
if it's a popularity contest, let's say it's high, everything to me is high school. Everything's high school. Yeah. What table do you sit at? Like it's important to me to know what table who you hung around with, what that crowd was. And I look at him and it was like he would be kind of a popular kid, but in that school yearbook, newspaper, student council kind of way, not the social side of things, the quarterback, the hockey player, cheerleader, lover. Like, I don't know. He seems like not that guy.
I think he was just like a Rolade behind Stephen Harper. I think the country probably wanted somebody that seemed like a person.
Yeah.
Because Harper's a little cold.
Yeah,
That's how he came off. There's no question
Yeah,
about
right.
that.
Like his hair would open up and 2 lizards would pop out of it, sort of deal.
His hair would never move, Rob. What are you talking about?
It had hinges. I'm sure it had hinges, like a tank top.
Because he's not the big man on campus either. He didn't have that image.
Right. And then I just think that they wanted a softer touch, and that's how much Canada wanted a softer touch. Is probably they just elected this goober, and I'm not happy with him. He seems like a reality television show host to me. So, and then
I guess the United States is saying the same thing about their guy.
good answer to Trump, really, right? Yeah,
like weird, because I think that the change in both of it.
Yeah.
I mean, there's almost going to be. It feels like a market correction a little bit to a degree, right?
Sure.
It's like, wow, we really picked the. Wow.
Yeah.
That
way
was our
left,
choice.
way right.
Yeah. Like it's just it's going to fall in the middle next time around, and maybe this Andrew Scheer kind of has that thing because he also speaks français. Sont allés des dans la suite. That's my fake French, just so
Right.
you know.
That's pretty good.
But that.
You had me going.
Yeah. Would
Yeah,
you vote
I
for
thought
me?
it was legit.
Would you vote for a guy like me?
Sure. Right
yeah,
on.
yeah.
It's good for me.
Yeah, the booze vote. That's what's coming in for me.
Booze vote.
Yeah, the booze vote.
I like the booze party.
Yeah, that the booze
Don't
party.
underestimate the power of that as the name for a
booze
party
party.
either. The booze party. I think
Fucking great idea.
you walk away with the prairies.
The booze party's like
huge in Alberta.
Just
Yeah.
sweep the NDP through the prairies.
Yeah, yeah. I'd just be sponsored by Alberta Premium to begin with. That's
Oh,
starting.
God. You're
Yeah,
winning.
Yeah.
You're winning. You're running
yeah,
away.
You're wearing a Bombers hat and a Jets jersey. I'm wearing a Flames hat. And,
I think we're in.
and then
I'll get ready for office, man.
You're our
I
president.
don't want to live in Ottawa. No.
Rob Hughes, our president. You fucking people don't know what these guys gotta go through.
Shit. You know shit. Your mom doesn't know shit.
Just a very angry booze party.
Trudeau, your dad's dead. He's dead.
Yeah, take that.
Okay, he's not coming back.
Yeah. Hey, numbnuts, what are you doing for Father's Day? Oh, take that, asshole.
Yeah. You're digging. That's what you're doing.
See, that's the party. Can you guess which group that the three of us were in high school? I think you can tell right away. Yeah.
Jerk party.
Yeah. Hey, Russell, no one wants you here. Beat it. Oh, I shouldn't make fun of him. He played hockey, he said.
Yeah.
House League Select.
Oh.
Yeah,
I know. Yeah.
Okay, I guess so.
Yeah.
Sure.
kind of hockey.
Yeah, kind of.
Sort of.
The showing up with your skates already on kind of league. I
Like the
think.
mini putt version of hockey.
Well, let's talk about the excitement of the NHL Finals. I think it should be a good one, and as I said, aside from just some of the storylines that, a new team coming in to finally into finals after all this time, a Barry Trotz sort of generational team that they had, including the Shea Webbers of the world, and they never got over that hump. But when you look at the teams that were in the West, when you're trying to do that, and I think that's why, before everyone, jumps on Barry Trotz and said, yeah, he goes to Washington, he still can't get it done. I think you still have to look in the era of the competition you had at the time, which is why, if Tiger Woods wasn't around during that time, how many times does Phil win? I mean, it just, I think historically you have to take a look at competition and leagues at the time. And I think for a Barry Trotz, Dave, some of those teams were excellent, but some of those teams in the West, that just to get through that far, that was a landmine just to do it. I mean, I think the last time that the Kings won, and all those game sevens that they had to do, and a lot of it was on the road. I look at the toughness of Chicago in those years. We're talking about just those two teams alone.
Chicago, L.A., and then you got Anaheim and San Jose were pouring on the fire too.
It's Vancouver.
Yeah, right.
I mean, there were a lot of teams you had to get through. So I don't think to say that Barry Trotz isn't of the level that should have maybe won a Stanley Cup. I think that's false. I think he's good enough to win.
Barry Trotz laid the foundation of this franchise that we're seeing here today. He went in there as their first coach, and a guy that was, and it's hard to believe in today's NHL that this guy was actually in place for like a decade and a half. Yeah. You don't keep an NHL job for 2 to 3 years, never mind a decade and a half. So I look at this as, you know what, they were very they took advantage of the opportunities when it was laid in front of them. The defense as a core has kind of strengthened itself where there's 6 good defensemen that play on the Nashville Predators. It's a top 2 defense in the league, maybe top 3 defense in the league, and Pekka Rinne is actually playing like an all-world goaltender that we've seen in the past. That's the key to their victory. If they're going to win the Stanley Cup, the defense as a whole, goaltenders, defensemen have to continue to play like this. And can they stop one of the best offenses in hockey?
The best,
The
statistically.
Well,
yeah.
Crosby, Malkin, guys like that, Kessel, can they shut that down? Because I think the when you look at both rosters, you circle the weakness around the Pittsburgh Penguins defense core.
Sure.
Because you're not sure exactly if they're going to be handling their side of things. So I would be shocked if this series is over before 6 games for either side. 6 or 7 game series.
No, people should know, Rob, you're a long time Pittsburgh fan.
Yeah.
Who else came in and had the Pittsburgh hat on? Everyone who's come in here lately has been a Pittsburgh fan.
Oh,
Was it
either
Cal?
Cal
Post. Yeah, Cal Post came
I
in.
think it was Cal,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, he's part of the group. We'll be seeing him later tonight. So we've been
There you go.
chilling. I mean, I'm with you on Nashville's got the scariest, fastest moving defenseman in the league right now, and they're standing in front of the best goalie in the playoffs right now.
Yeah.
Past that, they're really weak.
Yeah.
I mean, they're
Missing a
thin
couple
down,
bodies up front.
thin down the middle, which is dangerous when you're facing the 2 best centers in the league. And they let Anaheim get off for 40-plus shots a game, which is, I mean, if you just got Getzlaf shooting at you 100 times, now you got Malkin and Sid and Phil Kessel shooting at you from all over the place. So I think Rinne, it all comes down to Pekka Rinne here to me. So if he stands on his head, he can steal it. He really could steal the whole thing.
Do you
4
think?
games.
Yeah.
4 games is all the teams have to win.
Let me just throw this. Do you guys think? And because it's a common conversation, half the people enjoy what I'm going to say, the other half very angry about it. When it comes to Cindy Crosby, see, I just did it again.
Yeah.
What was it? Cries baby and all Cros
say
bitch and all the other stuff
that
we get.
guy's great.
But do you think he's targeted? Is it unfairly targeted? And do referees kind of turn a blind eye? Because the reason I don't buy too much into that is because you're paying a lot of money to go to these games, and I'm going to see Sidney Crosby. I am not going to see the officials.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of stuff that happens after the whistle. Is it just something that people obsess about because it's Sidney Crosby, or do you think, Dave, there's a real issue with what happens to a marquee player on a team that's going to the Stanley Cup Final?
See, I like Sidney Crosby. I'm not a Penguins fan, but I like Sidney Crosby. I like everything he brings to the game. He's a generational player. He's the guy that you know, in this 10-year gap that we're watching and we're circling, going, yeah, this is the guy. This is a living Hall of Famer that we're watching right now. And I really don't understand some of the hate, because you're right. I opened up my Twitter probably around 9:30 this morning, and there's 25 messages, and 20 of them are about how they hate Sidney Crosby.
Well, that's because Alex, the Hall of Famer Philadelphia Flyer, is just fucking crucifying him every day.
Time out here. This is the guy you cheer for when he puts on a Canadian sweater.
Yeah.
But right now you're not a big fan.
That is
Right.
true. That's a good. But that's a good point too. Everyone who roasts him sits there and cries
Thank
when
God
he gets
he's
the
on our
you know
side
yeah
when-
that's
when
yeah.
Olympic
Well,
year comes
no
about.
one gets mugged more than he does on the ice, and sure, he likes to run his mouth and yip a lot, so he probably.
Who doesn't though?
right, yeah.
Gretzky did the same thing.
Sure.
Lemieux did the same thing.
But if you're small like he is size-wise, you got to create space for yourself. So he's a little dirtier, I think, than a lot of some of his previous superstar company there. You know, like you never saw Gretzky really just hacking people's
No.
fingers off and
But I also
breaking
think
wrists on face-off dots. He's a little mean, and I like it. And he just gets the snot kicked out of him every game.
Yeah.
And you can't call everything. The team would be in the box all bloody day. And plus, he's always on the boards or in front of the net, so you're gonna get mugged. You're gonna get mugged out there.
And see, that's why I say too.
Yeah.
You know, I think as Canadians and Canadian hockey fans, if our guy, and sometimes they wear the C, sometimes they don't, but if they're the gravitating player on that team, I think there's part of Canadiana that likes our guys to be a little bit of the nasty.
Yeah.
I mean, why is Gordie Howe, you know,
I
so
love
so
him,
loved?
right?
Or if Jerome McGinley gets into a fight,
Yeah.
that was like the best. That's the best thing ever.
Yeah, that's why he's the best captain, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Wendell
yeah.
Clark. Wendell Clark
Yeah.
was a cupcake. I mean, there's absolutely. I mean, we love the fact that he'd score a goal and then fill someone in.
Oh,
I mean
yeah.
that. But for some reason, Sidney Crosby doesn't get that.
Yeah.
He doesn't get the pass on that.
Never seen him fill anybody in, though, to be honest. He's really good at pulling people to the ice and then skating.
So is that it? He doesn't.
I'm glad he doesn't fight because his head's soft, so I don't want that anymore.
He shouldn't be fighting. Just like when we're seeing the early developments of Connor McDavid, and we're only scratching the surface here. I pray Connor McDavid never gets into the fight in the next 10 years because he's the next generation.
I think that's a pretty good bet too. I think I'd lay some money on that prop bet.
Yeah, I bet you he does throw. I bet you he does. He's going to get the snot kicked out of him for the next 2 years. He's a rocket, and I can't wait to watch what happens. He could score 60 goals plus in a season. I think he's going to.
And the thing that bothers me about that, though, about him getting the snot kicked out of him, he's so fast right now. If they keep chipping away, hacking away, injury away, in 2 or 3 years, are we still going to see that same speed?
Well, you know what? You can make that argument.
You know what I mean?
Like for instance, in baseball, so Mike Trout goes into second base, rolls on the wrist.
Baseball player in MLB right now.
But how long? Because he only plays one way.
Yes.
So are we going to see him for an extended period of time? Like whoever is going to pay this ungodly amounts of money to have a player like that, do we get him at that speed, at that level for 10 years? I don't know if we do.
Yeah, I don't know if we do either, which kind of sucks, and it takes away from the enjoyment of everybody else because he is the player you see. Like that Angel team is terrible. And that's coming from Ames.
That hurts. That hurt you to say that.
I used to work for the organization.
Dave, hold on, wait a minute. You say a lot of things on these shows, and I'm finding out. I've known you for years, and all of a sudden...
You didn't know that?
No, I didn't know that, Dave.
Yes, you did.
Look, we're all friends here. There's no reason to lie to be popular. You're already popular.
So here's the combination.
Oh, hold on. Your mic just did think. There you go. It's back on. It's back on. It's back on. Yes.
I love that. Russ, I'm going to kick your ass after.
Stop being so jealous. Stop doing evil tricks.
You fucked it up.
Yeah.
The Edmonton Trappers of the Pacific Coast League were the AAA affiliate of the Anaheim Angels at the time.
I know this. I worked for the Trappers organization in that I cleaned the bleachers after baseball
games. Did you really in Edmonton?
Yeah.
At TELUS Field?
I did, yeah.
Well, I used to work for that team as their public address announcer.
There you go. Much better.
But you never looked to get friends from the guy sweeping the stand. No, Dave, you were in slightly different circles.
I waved at you a couple times, but you never waved back.
Dave, I'm looking right at you. Dave, man, buddy.
So in those days, a lot of the staff would travel to Tempe, Arizona for their spring training facility games and stuff like that. And at the time, I was part of that organization in a roundabout way.
Yeah. Well, I worked for the Pittsburgh Steelers. When I was 10.
Mean Joe Green's assistant. I like it.
Said, hey, kid, catch him. I'm going, get this fucking thing off me. Who do you think you are? They cut that out of the ad.
Coca-Cola said no to it?
No. Get out of here. I'm going to sue you. A guy just threw a Coke bottle at me. You're watching... Hopefully, eventually, RawMikeRichards.com on the dedicated YouTube channel once we got up and rolling.
For the beginning.
We do, but if you're listening to the podcast, that's what happened. Rob Pugh is here today. Now, look, when we look at the numbers, which we're apt to do, we're degenerates. We love to make wagers. And on paper, all those things they talk about with the Stanley Cup Final, do you still like Pittsburgh as a Pittsburgh fan or as a betting man? Do you like the money coming in on the Predators? Because right now, game number one, you might want to be betting on Nashville.
Yeah,
that's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I get the money. Probably looks good, but I just like to be right. So I don't think Nashville has a snowball's chance here. But I think everybody's being real cute with their love for PK, which is nice. And yeah, they got 4 defensemen and a goalie, but you need 12 other players up front to do anything, and James Neal is a tool. He's going to be in the box half that
Penguin
series.
Great.
Oh, he's an idiot. God, I couldn't wait till he left. So I'm looking. I mean,
Jordan Stahl's still working out for you in that trade, is he?
Right,
is he
right.
Still?
Old horse hands.
Old
Clippy Clop.
Wow,
that guy's stick handled like he was trying to forge a sword.
There are some hockey nicknames that I swear to God. I mean, horse hands. Not complimentary.
Clip Clop?
I think it was Jack Valaket. Do you know what his nickname was?
No, but his son was a monster.
Okay, well, his skating, I guess.
He was like 6'11".
Snowshoes.
Oh, yeah?
Snowshoes.
Oh, gunboats.
So are you saying I'm not a good skater? Yeah, that's what we're saying.
Yeah, you're having a hard time crossing over.
Okay, so you got the Penguins in this one.
Yeah, I got them here.
What do you have it in, 5, 6, 7?
I'd give Nashville probably 2 games. They'll squeeze one out.
Does Nashville go to Pittsburgh and win? Because the way they play on the road, I see this series split after game 2, going back to Nashville for game 3.
Okay. I don't think Nashville wins at all the first 2 games.
Ooh, 2-0.
And I think they come back, and I think they probably win the next one in Nashville. They come home and really lay it on for their fans.
Momentum
And then I think they're
changes
almost
a bit.
out of energy up
Wow.
front. We're going to run them 4 lines deep for 60 minutes
That's
for the first 2
interesting.
games. And
Rob, is
that'll
this
be
the
it.
Rye talking? You can tell us. We're again. Everyone's coming clean with their
I
shit
just
today.
don't.
Yeah.
And to be honest, and I've been wrong the whole way about Nashville because they've just surprised
I
everybody.
think everybody's been wrong about Nashville.
But
I
also,
thought
I
the
mean, they
Chicago
haven't really-
Blackhawks were going to win the first round match.
Chicago's beat up and tired there, and we just kind of rode the fact that we know that they're great and said, okay, well, Chicago should win this.
Yeah, and Chicago's played till July. For
Yeah,
the
nothing in
last,
the gas tank.
8 years,
Like,
right?
it shouldn't be.
St.
It shouldn't be
Louis-
that surprising. The
St.
Kings
Louis had a
Yeah.
Tarasenko. That's it. And what else you got? You got nothing. You got a Tarasenko, and then you head to Anaheim, and you're hoping Ryan Getzlaf just puts the whole thing on his back and gets it done.
And
Because Corey
technic-
Perry sure as hell didn't show up.
And technically, the Oilers got jobbed out of so many calls
well,
in that series that
yeah.
it should have been the Edmonton Oilers. in
Jobbed is the
conference
right
finals.
description though, because Anaheim has never wavered from that game plan. They will sit on your goalie all day.
Yeah, they're,
You know?
But see, that's the thing. When we talk to Martin McSorley, it's like when you know that is the drill. You got a 7-gamer coming up.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to start sticking into the guys early, or a Kessler.
Yeah.
Then do it in that first game.
Right, exactly.
Like don't let him off. And I mean, God bless. Who was it Ryan Johansson who had all kinds of words? But if you really want to do something,
You're a fucking loser, buddy.
Yeah.
Nobody likes you.
yeah. How do your friends? What was it? How do your friends and family even cheer for you?
Right. Did you see that clip though?
it's
Ryjo
yeah,
yelling
we
at
Played it on
Yeah.
the
it's
show at
so beautiful.
roblakewitchers.com.
Oh, I love it. I love it, man. What a
But everyone's thinking the same thing. But I'm thinking,
It was a good comeback, though. Yeah, good one.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
What a sad chirp. He's
Yeah.
just like, just put your stick down, man.
Yeah.
Take the drop.
oh yeah,
I know you are, but what am I?
yeah, rubber glue, pal.
yeah. But yeah, and there's a guy who's never changed the way he's played since probably Pee Wee. I'm guessing.
Yeah.
And the other thing too that is interesting, the coaching doesn't get talked a lot about in this series. And I think when you look at Coach Sullivan and what he did from
Who's
the
been a magician.
like since he got there.
Since
Been a
joining the
wizard.
club,
Putting
yeah.
Kunitz on the
yeah.
first line at
Oh,
the
yeah.
start of last game.
But I talk about sometimes changing the personality, the profile of what a team does. And again, looking at Pittsburgh in some of those years where I thought, if you physically push them around a little bit, some of these guys tend to roll over.
Sure.
Because they want to track meet. They don't want to get into some sort of grappling match.
Yep.
They're fine with all styles now.
Yeah.
And that's Sullivan who did that. That defensive accountability on his side, he brought that. And you get it. Sometimes that just doesn't work. Sometimes the guys are like, I ain't fucking doing this.
Right.
I'm not buying in.
Sure.
But to their credit, and including, with Sidney Crosby, who's got that C on his jersey, they all bought in. And that's a big part of that leadership that I think sometimes for Sidney gets completely overlooked.
Yeah. But he's a great two-way hockey player. He likes to play in his own end. I wish Phil Kessel would buy in a little bit more. That guy hates back checking.
Well,
That guy hates hard work.
He hates hard work. I'm going to take a loop, man. I'm going to take a loop, grab a dog on the way back.
Seriously.
so he still.
Gilles Meloche, the old Penguins goaltender, used to joke about this ex-goaltender that would sit on the bench and he'd have hot dogs in between his goal pads because he wasn't expecting to play. That's Phil Kessel.
Yeah, for sure.
but he doesn't have that goal pad that lifts over and you could slide it under the knee kind of thing.
Right, and hide it on the bench.
Health.
Eating pieces of wiener on the bench.
We know so much more about hot dogs now than we used to.
Right?
We've come a long way in hot dog technology. So maybe it's something else
Wayne
you're eating.
Gretzky used to say he'd have a hot dog and a cup of coffee before a game.
Nothing wrong with hot dogs. Get off our backs.
I guess not. I guess not.
They're delicious. And Wayne, you're better than Wayne Gretzky? No, you're not.
No, you're right.
Yeah.
2,000 points. Come on, hot dogs.
Yeah.
Get it in you.
Yeah. I thought there was a Vivid film that I rented the
Yeah.
other night. Yeah, sure.
Hot dogs. Get it in you. 17.
See, Russell? You don't have to be so jealous of us now. All of a sudden, Mike started clicking off now. It's just so jealous. Speaking of things that are hot, Game of Thrones is coming on in July. Is it July?
you go.
And people look, I watch the show. They're just absolute freaks for it. But I happen to know in that Comic-Con kind of world, and there's a picture of, is it Daenerys, Emily Clark, or whatever her name is? See, Russell, for sure you know who that is because you have spent a lot of time with some of these pictures. you, come on.
He's not denying it.
You're telling me that character isn't like when you go to Comic-Con, Rob, that she's. I mean, this is a dream come true.
Yeah. Sorry, what?
Do you watch the show? Do you watch the Game of Thrones?
Yeah. Oh, hey, wait.
Hey, there's he's not in Game of Thrones.
No.
Way up.
Oh, there.
That was Brock Osweiler.
Oh, hey.
Yeah, that's another pictures. Who else do we have in there? There's more pictures of her. Let's get another picture of her. Yeah, see that one. There's a sexier one of her. I got that. Oh, that one right there.
Put her on a dragon already,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Get that on a dragon. That's what they said.
So that's what they say.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah. You know what we need? Some like hot bird or whatever, and we put on a fucking dragon.
We've got a drunk midget and this bird riding a dragon.
Yeah. Then we got to use the word midget. Is that all right? Hey, Dinklage. I mean, come on.
A midgie.
Yeah. Hey, Dinklage. Honestly, I mean, it writes itself, doesn't it? But he's awesome in that show.
He's
Like, that is-
he carries episodes
Yeah.
sometimes. Yeah, he's pretty amazing.
That piece of. I mean, people say, like to me, like seriously, Richards, like the dragons and magical frozen beings. What are going? It's probably the most popular show on the planet. I
Yeah.
would think. Pretty close.
Yeah, lots of breastises and dragons, and that'll win. That'll win.
That's the strategy.
That'll win. There's a lot of guys going, man, I don't really like boobs.
What about
Check the
Gotham?
boxes.
What about Gotham? Do you watch Gotham?
I don't. Does it have dragons?
No,
And
but
does it
show
have
this picture.
breasts?
So
It's pretty fantastic.
Morena, I think it's Baccarat. Is that what her name is?
Oh, hi.
Yeah, look at that. She also was in Homeland.
Homeland.
She was in Homeland.
Brody's wife.
And who does she play in Gotham?
She's
a doctor.
The doctor. She's like a.
Of course she would, because I've run.
forensics scientist of the.
Yeah, that's right, forensics.
Gotham Police Department.
And she used to see James Gordon, but now she's fighting. But I think she still loves him.
Oh, I
Ooh,
see.
but-
I see. She's
Yeah.
James
And
Gordon.
she,
Yeah.
and she did something.
But how many
in the very
doctors do you
last
know?
Episode.
Do you know
look
look
like
like that? Yeah.
Come on.
See, there's another one. Hello, doctor.
Can't look like that and be hardworking.
No, that's come on.
Get out of here.
That's ridiculous. Now, there's another one though that the Aaron Richards.
Aaron
strangely
Richards,
enough.
yeah.
Aaron Richards on there.
Plays
That's
Barbara Keene.
yeah, but she's she plays a kooky one, but
Yes.
Dress her up like Leia. Hey?
Oh yeah,
You ever-
no, better than Leia. Way better than.
I'd like to get you home and dress you up like Leia. You know what I mean?
What about this one here? This is Aaron Richards.
I'd love to
you
dress
know,
her up like
yeah,
Leia.
yeah.
Yeah, is that?
There's a lot of dressing up at your house. Is that, is
Yeah.
this is what it is?
I'd like to
Seems
dress
to
up
be a-
like Leia and have a
seems to
talk
be
with you.
Theme here, Rob.
You are watching and listening to RobMikeRichards.com. If you've downloaded the podcast on iTunes, thanks to Henry's Cameras. We're also talking about Avi Studio and, of course, our good friends at Eggplant Pictures, Canada's creative hub. That's what I'm told that they do. Speaking of other news that is, I don't know how groundbreaking it is, but when you start talking about the NFL football, it's not that far away. So Michael Vick is sitting there talking about, and this is very, very common now where, you're going to retire, so you want to retire with the team where you kind of made your name. It's very common. But if you're the Falcons and you get that phone call and you say to the secretary, who's it, Barbara? It's Michael Vick.
Wrong number.
This
This is the Atlanta.
he wants to retire as a Falcon. Oh,
Yeah. Can he kick?
can he? No. Tell him we're closed.
Yeah.
Like, would you do it?
No, never. You separate yourself from that piece of garbage
Yeah.
as far as you possibly can. And especially considering under their logo is when he decided to be maybe the most heinous he's ever been in his life. And
Are we
spent
talking
time
about
in
the
jail.
little? Are we just talking about the little dog fighting
Yeah, we're
thing?
yeah, the little
Okay,
one.
yeah.
Little
It's
one.
not even a real crime compared to half the stuff that the new NFL guys are doing.
Well, there is a
Not
lot
even
of
close.
garbage that
It's
goes
just
on.
dogs.
Yeah.
Compared to
Did he murder people? No, it's
No.
just puppy fighting. Puppy fighting, that's terrible.
puppy fighting, and he's spreading herpes like
I'm-
crazy. What are you gonna do?
I'm against it.
Yeah,
The herpes or the dogs?
Both.
both.
Okay. Might be a little late on the one.
Look at you.
Covered in dog hair.
Would you do it, Rob? Would you have him back because of the highlight reel that he was at that time?
Yeah.
It just can't outweigh what was. Remember, this was front page, national leading
National
news,
news.
and
Not sports
not
page.
sports, not sports. I mean, he was at one point, I think, the most despised person in North America.
He's
I would say.
pretty despicable. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's made some. He's paid his price, hasn't he? Didn't he do his thing?
But-
I'm not good with him.
But
No.
see,
It's a personal thing. No, I mean,
but that is America. People said, and I remember
This right here is
Yeah.
how many championships he's led the Falcons.
that's true.
Dave has written down a 0.
A 0. I gotta start bringing a felt if I'm gonna start doing.
In
these
math, that
props.
means 1 and 0. So be clear, would you?
But was there any? I mean, there's no doubt in my mind the moment that he goes to prison, and
Yeah.
people are saying, all these things about him, and I don't disagree with any of the stuff because it was just really hard to hear the story. And I said, well, yeah, but he'll be back in the NFL.
Yeah.
Like, how can you? I said, because America is the land of you fuck up, but if you can make the big turnaround, we love a comeback story.
They love it. Yeah.
I mean, that's the Statue of Liberty. Give me your wretched, your smelly, your stinky, whatever is on the thing there.
Give me your wretched, your smelly and stinky.
It's something
I
like
it.
that. I'm paraphrasing.
We gotta amend this thing.
Yeah, it's. I gotta tell you, it's not complimentary.
Yeah.
It really is not. There's that bitch with the torch.
Right.
Going, what do you mean you're wretched?
right.
We come here to grow corn. Wretched. But it's kind of like. But boy, do we love that story. And if you do it right, just make sure this thing's working.
Is it right?
Now, jiggle it again. No, we're really on.
1, 2, 3.
There we go. We're good there.
Okay.
Now it's off again. Now try it now.
All right.
Okay. If you do the comeback story, if you admit, and this is the one thing, if you the blueprint of being loved again, the blueprint says, just admit it. So if you're Jason Giambi, he's like, yeah, see what you did there. I took them. Giambi comes back and he plays, no one talks about him.
Andy Pettit did the same thing.
Yeah, same
Everything
thing.
was good.
Yeah.
We're good now.
good?
Yeah,
We're good?
yeah. Andy Pettit
Andy
did that.
Pettit, yeah.
But if you're Rafael
Palmero
Palmero, where he goes, hi.
or Sammy Sosa, who
Never,
all of a sudden doesn't
ever.
speak English,
Are you kidding me? Yeah, Ricardo Montalban all of a sudden. I never,
and he did,
never
and he
did.
did the old
Yeah, never.
I like it. I like both.
you
I
like-
like fessing up, and I like the guy just obviously lying. I didn't do it, right? There's a guy putting a needle in his shoulder right beside him. I didn't.
Oh, like that dirtbag Roger Clemens buddy,
Oh,
and then
yeah.
completely squeals on everyone.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, that was
he
nice.
keeps needles.
Oh yeah, and he kept it all.
What a piece of.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Now, if you're doing something horrible, and let's just say that can't be too far out of the old comfort zone for you.
Right,
Something
right.
terrible.
No,
You're a professional athlete. Are you the liar or are you the come clean guy?
Oh, I do the come clean thing.
Yeah.
Why not? Yeah.
Easier.
Yeah, it's way easier.
It's
Yeah,
way
it seems.
easier.
I mean, the lie stuff is funny to watch people just tumble ass over tea kettle trying to get out of. But you fess up, you get a chance again. You get a.
Bingo.
Yeah.
Oh, you caught me. I'm
Yeah.
nuts.
Yeah, you
Here's
can
the
really,
apology.
you can really switch your image like that too.
Speaking of switching the image, it seems like in the NFL, we know that CBA is coming up in what, a year's time, and so Roger Goodell doesn't really have the greatest. It seems the relationship with the players at hand. There seems to be a real arm's length. So there's a feeling that this changing the touchdown celebration rule is one way of him warming up. Like, I just can't believe that players necessarily would buy into that. This is the big gracious move, and you got a guy like Chad Johnson, Ocho saying, yeah, he consulted me first before he did this. Like, I have him on speed dial. Like, we talk.
Right.
That's likely. Yeah.
That's really probably not the thing that I. If I'm Roger Goodell, I'm like, what's he doing? What's he saying?
Right.
Like, it could be true, but that's not the guy necessarily. And I think that if in the message from the NFL Players Association, getting closer to that upcoming CBA, it's like, don't let this stuff fool you into thinking, hey, this is pretty good. We got a thing going here. They're saying, no, we're your family. We're your friends. Like, trust us, not the guys on the other side wearing the suits. And the reality is, I think that the Players Association is right.
Sure.
If I'm sitting across from the NFL in that, you can see why sometimes it gets contentious. But I understand for a professional league where the average career is, what, 2.5 years?
Yeah,
Don't
tops.
think about that. I mean, we're like, 2.5 years, that's bullshit. No, take a look. We're talking about all the players in the
Right.
league. You're only lasting
Yeah,
2.5
we're not
years.
talking about the all-pro stars
No.
that have played for 10, 15 years. No, because for every all-pro star, there's somebody that blew out a knee in training camp and never saw the field his entire career after a standout at USC for 4 years. I mean, that's happened countless times.
And no guaranteed contract.
Sure.
So Rob Pugh is the big star out of, what school do you think you would have gone to if you were a university guy? Where is Rob Pugh? Where is he coming out of?
Football.
Yeah,
I've
football-wise.
always like some sort of Texas, so I'd be like a Longhorns fan, I guess.
Okay, so we're drafting you out of Texas.
Right. Go where it's religion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what position are you playing?
I was a receiver in school, so I guess
I can see that.
Go do
No, I can.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like to go do that. Or I'm a little small. I like to hit too, so maybe a DB would be a little fun. Quick pops. You know,
Geez, you
Gonna
got read
maim
it.
and hurt.
All of a sudden, it got descriptive. All of a sudden, he's like, and then when the player's coming down the field,
and
your
then
eyes get
murder
real
him.
big. Yeah.
and then you murder him.
Like a Dexter after the game kind of kill room feel. Is that what is that what you're saying?
Right. Tackle, syringe in the thigh.
Yeah, plastic bags, dude.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Plastic bag on the field.
Yeah, so you probably should play for the Raiders with that kind of talk.
Yeah. I can't wait for them to be a good football team. Like I can't wait for them to keep getting better and better.
Getting
Man,
close.
Yeah,
Right?
they are.
Really
Let me
close.
there we go.
Okay.
It's like the
They've been-
Fawns.
they've just been crap for
There we go.
so long. And they're such a cool storied team too. I would love
They'll
to see
win
them
when they
do
go
well.
to Vegas. They'll win.
Oh,
when they
can you
go to
imagine?
Vegas.
Okay, just imagine us three, Vegas. We go to a Raiders game.
Right.
It's all bad. Like
Yeah.
there's no nice story on this
No.
one.
Would we make it to a Raiders
Yeah.
game?
Yeah.
See, that's the only problem with Vegas. Anytime they talk about anything, even the hockey games, I'm like, okay, I'll go for a period.
I guess. Right.
Yeah,
Exactly.
You know,
I
you see
gotta-
me at baseball. Like I'm out
Yep.
in a matter of like the opening pitch. Like so Rita McNeil goes out and throws the opening pitch. I'm like, I think I've seen enough.
Right, you're on
Yeah.
a waiting list for a poker table downstairs, more likely.
Well,
right? Like,
or-
I wonder if they're calling out people's names. All right, the 1-2,
Yeah,
John Smith to 1-2, please.
Yeah, wouldn't that be over the PA system?
Fantastic. They
Could
should
I have
have
your
them in the stadium.
Attention,
Never mind.
please. I'm looking for Rob Pugh. Your table is ready at the Flamingo.
Ooh, see ya. Yeah. Oh yeah, the Flamingo, nice.
Yeah, Flamingo. The guy used to have the great pool.
Oh, 25 buck a night to get
Yeah.
in there, not
Yeah.
too bad.
Yeah. Are you a Vegas guy?
Yeah, yes. Head down there with Jimmy the Bag when I can and
Oh, no.
get it done.
He's not staying there. He's got to
at
be
Caesars.
He's at I thought was it Fremont
I
Street?
was gonna say.
I was
Vegas.
gonna the old Vegas.
He likes
Yeah.
Caesars. That's his haunt, the sports book over there. So.
It is a great town. I just sometimes wonder, the traffic that's going to come through for the hockey in Western Canada alone. Like, I don't know about the locals. I have no idea what their association is going to be. But you have to think Calgary, massively, Vancouver.
Mm-hmm.
Is Winnipeg a destination for
Yes. Yes, for sure.
For which?
Direct flights
direct flights right to
to
Vegas?
Vegas.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. All of Western Canada.
so cheap.
Yes.
I love to fly to Vegas. It's
It's-
cheaper
it's-
than flying to home to Alberta to see my family.
That's what I was just gonna say. If you're in Calgary or Edmonton, your flight to Vegas is cheaper than visiting relatives in Ontario.
Oh, yeah, it
for
could
sure.
be brutal.
Easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a lot more fun.
Yeah, way more fun. Yeah, because your parents aren't there.
Now, if you're the Seattle Seahawks, Colin Kaepernick, because that's officially, I think that's the only team he's actually talked to. Are you of interest in Colin Kaepernick? Because for me, for the Seahawks, knowing that Russell Wilson, the kind of offense he runs, like I can't say that he's going to be 100% healthy through the whole year. Pretty athletic guy, but so is Kaepernick when he's involved in that offense where it's not incumbent upon him to actually make things happen. Would you take Colin Kaepernick? He's going to be between $2 and $4 million. So in NFL terms, not a lot of money.
A lot of money.
I
no.
got a question. So I don't really know how good Colin Kaepernick is. If he can get the job done, then I say yes, because I don't care about the distracting stuff is.
And
I think it's great that he's doing that. So talk and whatever. Can you play football? Because if you can play football, then I say why not? What a great second string option you have. Speed in the backfield. Is he still capable of that game?
Yeah, that's a big question. I think he's capable of being a backup. I think that might be the right system considering what they have at the head coaching position in Seattle. Also, the dependency of him, it's not great. It's you're there to fill in, and we're looking at a Seattle team that should win a minimum of 10 games. So that usually means, as a backup perspective, you're picking up the scraps in the fourth quarter, and you're kind of just redeveloping yourself as an NFL quarterback. At one time was supposed to be an heir apparent to a top 5 guy that just never panned out.
I think for Coach Carroll, he's the right kind of guy, I think, for, even though we want to say a young player, people see him, I know Colin's a veteran, but still in life terms, I think that
Still a kid, yeah.
Carroll's he's the right guy. And you know what? He said, this is Colin Kaepernick, that he's not going to take the knee during the national anthem and all that stuff. So I think, regardless of, as you said, those personal
Right.
fights, I guess, or
Sure.
battles, I don't think you're going to hear anything. And in Seattle, quite honestly, he sits there and plays
They'll love him
sparingly.
there.
I think they will.
They will.
I
love
think
him in
Pacific
Seattle.
Northwest is a good place for him to go.
Oh, I think it's great for him to go. Yeah, I mean the crowd and I think the fans will really embrace him. It's a great part of the world like that. So
And be the backup quarterback. Don't be
Yeah.
the backup distraction.
Yeah.
Just go there, shut up, and midway point of the season, a casual fan should be sitting there going, "Oh, he's backing up in Seattle. I didn't know that because he hasn't been a fixture
haven't heard
in the
about it."
media." So just go do your thing, man. Earn your money and hold a clipboard.
You are watching rawmicrichards.com, courtesy of YouTube on the dedicated channel. Also, you have downloaded the podcast on iTunes. You know, it's very rare that I think I look at both the Stanley Cup final and an NBA final and say I probably am going to watch equal time. I mean, it's only taken like 9 weeks for any of these things to happen, and that is the most brutal part of it. But if I'm looking at the matchup between Cleveland and Golden State, and we've already talked obviously about the Stanley Cup final, which is going to be a really interesting one. But Cleveland Golden State, I'm not missing a game. Wow, I'm not missing a game.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Of course not. It's going to be so fun.
Yeah,
Yeah. I love.
and it's about time it's been fun because it's not been fun up to this point.
2 weeks is incredible. These 2 weeks are incredible.
Yeah, it's great. It's actually a great time. Do you think Cleveland? See, I don't know if they can go in and do this 2 years in a row. The odds are against that.
I got money on Cleveland, so I'm betting
You
Cleveland.
do?
Yeah, it's just because I got Cleveland at a 345 or 350 about 3 weeks ago to win the whole thing. So I thought, okay, let's do that. And the way LeBron was kind of marching through everybody, I don't know. I think as good as the Golden State Warriors are, I think LeBron could beat just about anybody when he's on.
But yeah, when we talked about that, the odds makers
Yeah.
-7 game number 1 in Golden State. Like when you think about the kind of matchup that we're talking about, -7 is a shitload of points.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm taking -7.
Yeah,
It's a 3.55 money line for the Cavs.
Well, you know, one of them is going to be, one of these two games in Golden State is going to be a blowout win for the Warriors.
Sure.
But which game is it going to be?
Right. I think having Durant there this year shapes it all a little differently for Golden State's
It
possession.
should.
Totally. It
It
better.
should.
It better. I mean, that was the reason for the move.
Right.
And I get it. I mean, if I'm Durant, I'm like, I get to play, hold on that team?
Yeah, yeah.
And I get to leave Oklahoma City?
Yeah.
See you later, assholes!
Right. And I'm not the limelight, right? He's got
He's one of the many.
kids. Yeah, yeah.
No,
I know, it's an all-star
Yeah.
team.
Want to hear some breaking news, guys?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Off topic?
Yes.
Breaking news. You ready?
I love
This
breaking
just
news.
in. Tiger Woods arrested early this morning in Jupiter, Florida on DUI charges.
Ooh.
Tiger Woods arrested this morning.
What, and do we know what state, or it was in Florida? Is it
Jupiter,
Florida?
Florida.
Oh,
So-
it was Jupiter.
Yeah,
Okay.
Jupiter, Florida. So
That's home for him.
Yeah. So that's interesting.
Do you think Ellen's going, told ya?
I think
Oh, no, I told yas. I don't think she talks like that, though.
Oh God. Ah,
She
Tiger.
is-
Yeah.
She is so happy to be as far away from that situation as possible.
How did he blow that? She was a twin, too.
Was she really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You should know about this.
Twins are
How about a
good.
story of a guy that just mentally collapsed?
Yeah.
How about that? Why do you want to be that guy? You were like going down as the greatest golfer of all time. Now you're just a mess.
No.
You're just a mess.
Now he's going to be in traveling circuses.
Right.
And
Yeah, I'll still have a gajillion dollars, I'm sure, but
he'll be the long ball hitter off some big overweight girl in a bikini hitting the ball out of her mouth.
cheats on his wife, loses all his endorsements, and gets caught drinking and driving.
Yeah.
And I guess
See,
those are the rest of them out
You
the
know
window.
what? If he was in Toronto, it was ride your bike to work day. So that would not have happened if he was here in Toronto.
You know, it'd be interesting to see where they go like 6 hours beforehand, where he's going, oh, geez, maybe I'll just have, he's kind of that, I'll just have one.
Right.
And then out comes the lighter and the fucking Blue Angels.
And how is
Hey!
and John Daly's had to have been picked up for more than one of those.
Exactly.
See, but Daily, they probably let off going, oh, John.
He's only
Johnny,
at 5, eh?
we'll drive you home. Yeah, 5 out of probably the 50 could have had. Come on, boys. You want to see a blue? No, the Blue Angel from him would be outstanding. In those loudmouth pants that he wears? Oh, outstanding. But if you're the cop, though, and you're like, can I see your holy shit?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Right.
And you know how many times that's probably happened where it's been that holy shit moment where the cop goes, okay, just go.
Yeah.
Because you know that this isn't the first time this has possibly happened to him.
But, Rob, you bring up, something poignant that I don't think that happens
Yeah.
at all.
Probably.
But the
Trying
argument
to figure out what it is.
the argument that forget about all the physical stuff is Tiger's body collapses like everyone else's, quite honestly. He's not a Superman.
Yep.
The mental aspect of thinking that he is strong enough mentally to win another major or just a tournament.
No,
Yeah.
he won't.
And people saying he'll win another major. I'm like, oh fuck, okay.
No,
Yeah.
Yeah, the prison one,
he won't win
The-
the Fries.com tournament.
the shower one. He's getting that one right. I mean,
Yeah, he's getting ready to tee up in the shower.
oh, jeez,
Ugh.
if he did prison time, that's not going to be good.
No, he'll be gone.
Hey, Tiger, look over here. I'm a Denny's. no, oh no.
Get suck mom's dick.
Yeah.
He's
And by the way, it's a punchline to one of my favorite prison jokes of all time. Thanks for bringing that up. Thanks for bringing that up.
Yeah, I think I heard that for the first time from the old man just about getting ready to go into a hockey game. It's like, hey, you want to hear this joke before you get ready to play hockey?
See, in that joke, my guy's always called Timmy, and it's a voice. Hi, my name's Timmy. That's the version I hear.
There you go.
Yeah, well, my name is. It's one of those.
Right,
Yeah. Yeah, no, we're not telling the joke because we're so sensitive on a show like this. Jesus Christ. What the, yeah, Russell, don't try to wreck it now either with you and your little. Do you know any jokes? No, he doesn't know any jokes. No, he doesn't know any jokes.
Just whispers.
On Wednesday, you're telling us a whole slew of jokes. So get
Yeah,
ready.
that's right. Right, I'm telling. By the way, no joke. Are the Blue Jays? Are they in it? I heard someone on the local radio station talking about the playoff run. I'm like, oh fuck, guys,
they
look at the
doing that?
calendar.
23 and
You know.
27. That's a hell of a lot better than what they
Yeah,
started.
they're not
off
out of it.
as.
Don't get me wrong, but I'm just saying to talk about baseball playoffs in May.
Yeah, it's
about the second wild card.
really
fuck,
stupid.
if things go right and all of a sudden Tulo and Josh Donaldson, they're healthy, and Jose Bautista decides that he's actually going to have one more decent and a pitching staff that maybe they win the debate. I don't know. I mean, the Yankees right now are playing out of their minds. But why am I talking about seeding
Yeah.
May the 29th? Makes no sense to me at
It
all.
happens every year in Toronto. I
Yeah.
feel like you get 2 weeks into the baseball season, everybody starts. I start hearing the words wild card, and I'm like, what? What are we?
It's true.
Aren't there 3 jillion games in a baseball season?
There
Like,
are.
What are we? I have no idea why people get on the bandwagon so quick or jump off it.
Like,
rather.
is Biagini, are we going to hear his name much longer on this team?
Yes.
a genie?
Yeah.
As a starter, I don't know, but as a reliever for sure.
Like a middle relief guy?
Yeah, he was pretty good
Yeah.
from last year.
Yeah.
I thought it was a nice addition. It was a Rule 5 pickup from the San Francisco Giants, and he's kind of played that role. But he's kind of in a situation where the Jays were probably hoping they wouldn't have him in May.
Yeah, there's absolutely no
considering
way.
what that
Yeah.
pitching staff's been through.
And this is what I'm talking about. Names are going to change. Positions are going to change. I mean, Bolsinger. I mean, what?
when you have 3 of your 5,
Yeah.
when you have 3 of your 5 starters on the DL at once, and then one comes back with Aaron Sanchez, that's a big problem.
So
It's a big problem.
now, look, I know a lot of the reason for this early talk is there's a huge homestand. I mean, Cincinnati's not a very good team, I realize, but
No.
but you've got what, 4 games against the Yankees?
Coming up on the weekend,
Yeah.
starting Friday.
So that is a huge homestand where
Yep.
you can actually make up some ground because I think the Yankees and the Royals are playing each other. So a lot of stuff could happen. But again, in the first week of June, you're not talk to me in the last week of August. If we're really going to start talking about those kinds of things. But that is Toronto.
Yeah. Oh, and before we go here, too, I wanted to give a quick shout out. Online, while we've been talking the last weeks, we've been interacting with some of the people watching the Memorial Cup in Windsor. The Spitfires
Yes.
actually win the Memorial Cup.
Nice.
I actually went out and said there's no chance the Spitfires
Right.
win
The host team?
And
Yeah.
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
They get eliminated in the first round of the Ontario Hockey League playoffs, and then they go on a 45-day break, but still beat the 3 championship teams from the Western OHL and Quebec Major Junior League and win the whole thing. That's fantastic. Congratulations to them.
There are some teams that just, at the junior level know how to do it. They're one of them. London obviously is a huge one. I look at Kitchener from year to year, those kinds of teams. And when I got to see the Memorial Cup in Brandon, so that was the Calgary Hitmen when they had to face Taylor Hall's Windsor Spitfires. And the defining moment was, and it's the way that they had, was that Todd Richards? Who was I'm trying to think who the coach was at the time. The way that they played, there we go. The way that they played the defense was very aggressive. And the turning point in the game that kind of broke the hearts of all of us cheering for Calgary at the time was Taylor Hall stealing a puck because, again, they were so aggressive on the D, going in, having a breakaway on
Martin Jones.
Martin Jones. Sorry, Martin Jones. Yeah, and that's what changed the entire game. And I thought, sometimes we look past the Memorial Cup because it's always late May and June. Sometimes geographically, I'll be honest, we talk about this country being a real hockey nation, and at times I go, yeah, but it depends on the region you're talking about. I think more are hockey intuitive than others, but for the most part, it's your professional team.
Yeah.
The Toronto is a hockey city. No, it's not. It's a Leaf town.
Yeah,
it's a Leaf town.
Yeah, sure.
But in Western Canada, it doesn't matter if it's PA or you're talking about Brandon or Red Deer. I mean, they love their junior hockey, and they show up in sometimes the tens of thousands to watch these games.
Right.
But I just don't find. I mean, Ontario, it's the smaller markets. It's the three that I just mentioned. It's going up to the Sioux. It's going to Peterborough. It's going to Oshawa. But for the most part, when I start talking about hockey, well, we saw last year with no Canadian teams.
Right.
This country apparently was just not interested.
Yeah.
So that's not a hockey nation to me.
Right.
Because so we'll make a comparison. NCAA basketball, you have all these schools, 64 teams that go in there. The ratings for that, it doesn't matter if your school's in or out.
Yeah.
They destroy everything else on television for those, that couple of weeks.
Right.
Doesn't work that way in Canada. That's why I think it's a regional thing. We're not as hockey centric, I think, sometimes as we like to believe we are.
Right. It's like a weird fake patriotism too, where they're like, there's no Canadian teams left, and I'm like, there's not really.
Look who's cheering for Ottawa.
But there's, well, they're captained by a Swede. So I mean, who you cheering for? Canada, or are you cheering for Sweden? What are you doing?
Yeah.
Like I don't get the patriotism there. Who cares? And why would you cheer for Ottawa? Have you been to Ottawa?
Yeah. You
What are you cheering for?
You like your team. Yeah. If your team's there, that's fantastic. If it isn't, well, you're probably just watching it just because you like watching hockey.
I think everybody would have tuned in to watch the Edmonton Oilers. They would have
absolutely
have them get through in the West would have been nuts.
Because there's a couple teams who get the
Just nuts.
pass. I think Winnipeg does. I think Edmonton does, and I think Calgary does when they're in it. Like when these teams are in it,
they're excited.
it's like, hey,
Yeah.
there are distant cousins
Yeah.
that live in a trailer. Yeah. That's how. Honestly, that's how.
The Calgary Yokels.
Yeah, and because you having been from there, you're living in Toronto. It's like when I start talking about Calgary, I get this glazed over the look. They're like, "You mean where the Stampede is with the horses and the hats?"
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because that's what it's like. Hats and horses every day.
Hats on horses.
Yeah. Yeah. What was that CBC show that they shot in High River? What was it?
I don't remember.
With
My house is wet.
Yeah, it's one of those. The CBC is. Oh, is that a picture of? Oh, can we get that up there? Can you find this picture of Tiger Woods before we go?
Oh, Tiger.
But I got to be honest.
That is.
There's your Tiger Woods.
A mugshot never is going to
beautiful.
be as good as you'd like.
That's beautiful.
Like, do
Not having a good day.
you think he walks out and there's the police photographer and he says to him, "You got my wrong side.
right.
Can we do it? Can we do a do-over?"
Looks over his shoulder
Oh, Tiger, you look so tired.
Yeah.
And hammered.
and hammered.
You fucking balonies. Tiger.
Yeah. What I tell you about calling people balonies?
It's just, but this story's got legs. This thing's
Right.
gonna go.
Well, that's going to dominate the rest of the day, right?
Well,
That's
we need to call Dave Hemstad on that one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He'd definitely have
Yeah,
some words to say about
Yeah,
that.
he does.
for
We'll
sure.
have to, we'll talk to him too.
Yeah.
Okay.
By the way, tomorrow, actually, seriously, there'll be no show. I've got one more, my 2-year checkup to make sure that I'm cancer-free, cancer-clean.
There you go.
So that's a good one. And
That is
so
a good one.
we go to Sunnybrook. So we will not have a show tomorrow. On Wednesday,
Yeah.
the legendary Chuck Swirsky.
Okay. Yes.
Now the voice of the
Onions,
Chicago
baby,
Bulls.
onions.
You know what? He called such a great game,
Yep,
doesn't he?
he does.
Yeah, I love that. And then on Friday, the one and only Jim Cuddy from Blue Rodeo going to come in, including with the guitar.
Nice.
Where's
Yes.
your guitar, Rob?
Yeah. Are you a musician guy?
He lost.
Do you play anything? Do you?
I piddle away on the piano a little bit.
Okay.
Gee,
then
I
play
did
the
not
piano
see.
next time.
I did not see that. I thought a lot of instruments. I did not see piano coming this way. Yeah.
Yeah, a little piano. Really? Yeah. It was mandatory growing up as a kid. I had to.
So in Edmonton, did you have recitals and stuff? Is that what?
My mom taught piano, and
Oh, so are you like a grade 10, like conservatory kind of guy?
I'm not that good. No,
No.
but I can play. My sister's really, really good. I started playing hockey and stopped caring
Yeah.
about the piano
Yeah,
after a while. But,
It's tough in the dressing room to have
Yeah.
that conversation.
but now I still have
Off
a
the
piano. at
piano
home.
class, gentlemen.
Yeah.
Yes, excuse me,
See
guys.
you later, boys.
Yes,
Where are you
got-
going? Have sex with women or play the piano.
Yeah, that'd be weird at like 11 or something.
Yeah. Going to have sex with women.
Well, Edmonton. Huh?
I don't know. You got to get started early.
Yeah. So, yeah, Edmonton's going, why do you still pound on us? You don't live in Calgary anymore. Just leave us alone. I can't help it. It's there. You got to use it. Rob, thanks so much for coming in today.
Thanks for having me.
Appreciate it. Well, we're going to have you back more often.
Beauty.
Yeah, we as we find the next stars. You're like the next stars. I've been doing this for
Want
30
some
years.
echo on it. Stars.
Yeah,
Stars.
We'll be like that. Is it Andrew Shear? Yeah.
Yeah. If someone could do something gross and heinous as an athlete every time I come on the show, that'd be great. It's really fun to make fun of millionaires sliding.
Oh, speaking of million, okay, I want to show this little clip. So if you're watching on YouTube, you're good. So this is what happens when so much time goes by in the NHL and NBA playoffs that your mind starts to wander. So what's with they're showing LeBron James' house,
Wow.
and I guess it's a drone or something.
Yep.
Like I don't know. I mean, I don't think you can do this unless you yourself
Yeah.
cleared it.
No, you're right.
But if you go on YouTube, LeBron James' house in Akron, go ahead, play this thing. Yeah, so there it is. Look, LeBron James' house. Like, it's on there. Like, you look at this. I mean, it's insane. But why'd you do this? Because it's got to be him, right? Like you can't. Like Russell, I know he has drones. There's no way that he doesn't. And do you just want to show up? But again, if you're going to build a mansion,
Yeah.
build it in Akron.
Yeah. Go to Ohio. That costs you about $1.
I was going to say that home might be $150,000 in Akron, right? Yeah, the limo's more expensive.
You could
Yeah.
get a condo in Scarborough for the amount of money you bought that house for in Ohio.
Anyway, I just thought I would show that. It's just look at that. Very nice, very nice, very nice in Akron. But then once again, you're in Akron.
Yeah, you have to live there.
Yeah. So
You're sentenced too.
okay, here we go. We're gonna bring this home. Here we go. Yep.
What? We just become best friends? Yep. You want to go do karate in the garage? Yep. It's time!
Once again, I'd like to thank Rob Pugh for coming in. Now, are you performing? You got out of Thunder Bay Alive. Where are you next?
I was just in Thunder Bay this weekend. I'm in Peterborough doing some golf and country club shows.
Boy, you're really hitting
for
the heights
rent
there.
money.
Lucky.
Yeah,
Look at you bragging over there.
yeah.
Yeah, I can imagine the sandwiches they got there.
Oh God. Yeah. Sometimes it's just about the paycheck. You know what I mean?
So go see our buddy Rob Pugh. By the way, we'll talk to I think Jimmy the Bag. We haven't had him in.
Yeah.
Well, he came in last week. He was here for like 10 minutes. He goes, "What else, guys?" I go, "No, get out of here."
Yeah, yeah.
no, beat it. No show tomorrow, but join us on Wednesday with the legendary Chuck Swirsky and Jim Cuddy coming up on Friday. Have yourself a great day.